All right, here's a quick unboxing and first thoughts on the On-Stage Mix 400 mixer stand. Now, what I want to get into this is not necessarily what comes in the box, but when you look online, there's a lot of good reviews, but there's also some bad reviews, and they have different versions of this type of stand by different manufacturers. So I ended up going with this one. It's more expensive, but some of the things just didn't make sense that they said about it. Now, I'll say straight off the bat, mine came bent for some strange reason. This piece right here is actually folded over, which is kind of disappointing. So I thought I was going to have to send it back, and it was a pretty large package because I ordered it online. And luckily, it's not that heavy duty on the corner right there. I was actually able to put it down and flex it back. So I don't know if you can see how it's curved over like that. But luckily, I'm glad I was just able to bend it back without feeling like it was worn out or anything like that. Now, if you look at this column right here, a lot of people said that when you put this post into the base, that it only goes in like an inch or two and it wobbles around and it spins freely and all kind of stuff. So if you look at here, unless they change the design from now and a few years ago, I don't know what they're talking about. There's definitely more than a few inches hole here that you can push it inside. Maybe they weren't pushing it enough, or I'm not really sure how somebody could mess this up. And like I said, unless they change the design itself somehow over the past few years, you'll see I'm gonna grab the post here and I'm gonna put it inside, and then on the bottom there's a part that stops it, so you can push it in but only so far, but you push it all the way to the very bottom and it's gonna stop right there, and that's the stopping part. And then what you do is you just tighten it right there. And I mean, that's pretty much it. So I really don't know what people are talking about. Now, I find when I'm at my desk, I loosen that screw up and I'm able to turn the entire unit without moving the wheels if I want to rotate the actual mixer or the Maschine Studio. So I find that useful. I don't know if that's what it was made for, but that's how I use it. Now, if you look at this other column or the extends, there's it reminds me of an on-stage speaker stand that I have as well for like PA systems. So you unscrew it and there's also a locking pin just in case, so it's not going to fall and you're going to ruin anything like that. So it seems sturdy in that sense. Now, what I heard, it was wobbly. Well, I've also heard that post on the bottom is loose and it won't stay tight no matter what you do, is what people said, and it was dangerous or insecure. It's very strange to me that they came out with these reviews, and they said the base was very cheap. It's plastic. I mean, this is like, I don't know the name of the type of plastic, but it's the same you'll find on like a chair that you sit on, that people who can weigh hundreds and hundreds of pounds that it can support. So I have no doubt that the plastic base that's not a problem at all. Now I'm trying to squeeze this in this view, but this is the top portion right here. I'm gonna move the camera for you so you can see it in a second. The top portion, this is exactly how it came packed in 3 separate pieces: the base, the column, and this top portion, which is all one piece. And I'm gonna show you, hopefully I can move this in a second for you. Now you see this is all one piece right here, and this is the part where you can adjust the width, and you can also adjust the arms or the little feet things that go on the bottom to hold the bottom of the mixer or machine or whatever you're using. Now I did hear the Maschine or Maschine Mark II maybe a little too small, and definitely a micro size mixer of any sort, or the micro Maschine is too small. It won't go unless you rig it up somehow. It's just way too small. So this is how you push it in. You just push in the actual little metal tab right there and you snap it into the hole itself. And on top of that, there's a supporting screw that I'm screwing right here to actually keep it secure. So one's to lock it in and one's to keep it from moving. Now this is what I had. It was like a computer desk, and I didn't want to spend $100, $120. I felt like this could be good enough type of idea. And the Maschine Studio has these little legs that allow it to angle up slightly, as you can see, but I found it to be still, it's not like it's a necessity, but it was kind of annoying to have to kind of look over to the screen a little bit. Now if you have something like this, then you could tilt this as far as you want. Now I wouldn't tilt it like that because there's nothing that can hold the mixer or whatever you're using in place. It could literally fall out. So you want to put it at somewhat of an angle, and if you want to see more of it, don't make it as tilted and just lower the stand itself, and you'll be able to get a better view. Now in this part right here, you'll notice as I'm screwing that tightening portion right there, which is going to hold the actual angle of the actual mixer or whatever you're putting on it. And you'll see in a second that I zoom in, you'll see that it's actually metal teeth that's holding is locking in that position through those metal gear teeth or whatever you want to call it, and it's very secure. You don't have to worry about it tipping over. For one, if you're getting this for the Maschine Studio, it's very lightweight. It's not even a heavy mixer or anything, or compared to a heavy mixer or old MPC or anything like that. So if you look closely, I'm gonna zoom in a second. Hopefully you can see it. Well, I think that's as close I guess I'm gonna get. But there's teeth in there that lock in, so there's grooves or whatever, and you just go ahead and screw it in tightly, and there won't move. So once you get that portion of it, you just can adjust the top turning knobs and the bottom knobs, and that adjusts the width. This part right here is how low you want. It basically supports the bottom of the mixer or whatever you're putting on it, or for me, the Maschine Studio. And even though I did bend that side piece or that supporting bracket, it did, like I said, it doesn't feel like it was worn out to the point. It was just due to shipping, I believe, that it bent it. It was a little disappointing, but I'm glad it was able to be fixed without feeling like I needed to return it. So this is how you open and spread the actual width of the stand itself. Now, this is how I'm going to grab and put it in. I put mine in a certain way because I wanted it to be in a certain position for my likings. And for me, I just laid it inside and I squeezed the tabs or the sides together. And then from that point, I started screwing in the back support to make sure it was secure. Now, if you hit the pads, yes, it will rock slightly, but it's not due to instability of the stand itself. If you put it on a small desk with this type of platform, even on the laptop stand that you've seen prior, that shakes as well. It's not shaking to the point where it feels unstable or unsafe. It's to be expected. If you put anything on a pole or some kind of tripod looking stand and you hit it, of course it's going to wobble a little bit, just like if you had a PA speaker or system on a heavy duty type of stand. If you push the speaker with your finger, the stand will wobble slightly, just like this would, and then you can tighten it up as you adjust it or as you actually put it together. So overall, I really like the stand. Of course, I always wish it could be cheaper, but it is what it is. There are other alternatives that are slightly cheaper, and you're going to hear the same type of reviews as well, where people, you're going to have 80% good and 20% bad, and the 20% seems to stick out more than all the positive reviews. At the end of the day, I'm happy with it. It's exactly what I was looking for. It's not a necessity if you have a stand or something to put it on, but in tight spaces, it works very well. The feet aren't so big or obtrusive where it's blocking anything, and you can once you have the feet placed where you want, where it fits in your tight space or larger space, you can unscrew that tightening screw on the bottom base, and you can actually rotate the actual mixer or whatever you're putting on top side to side, and then retighten it if you want. If this was helpful at all, please hit like and subscribe, or visit www.howtoandreviews.com. Till next time.